Great to see everyone. I recognized yesterday after I talked to the faculty symposium that I didn't even introduce myself to the new faculty. Who is the guy in the suit? My name is Sean Burridge, fellow new folks. I've been president here for 4+ years. I'm starting my 5th year. And I just want you all to know who I am. Those are the new folks. You'll see me around campus a lot. I try to get around a lot to see as many people here. And today, if you saw the invitation, and maybe you didn't, the theme of this today, we said, let's celebrate. And those of you all who've been here for a while know what I mean. I really feel like that we've turned the corner. And so today I'm going to be very short, as per my style. And I was told also that if you can turn your cell phones off, that would be good because it can interfere with the mic. Now, if I start saying things, the speech gets bad, I just turn your phone back on. But today I want to talk about kind of where we've been, where we are now, and where I think we're going as a university. So, you know, we've talked about the budget, and I'm going to talk about the budget right now. We've had some really tough times the last 4 years. We've been cut about between 23 and 25% by the state of Oklahoma in the appropriation that they give higher education, which impacts us. However, this year our budget is $46 million, which is $2 million more than it was last year. Okay, and of that $2 million, I'm proud to say that working with the faculty and staff, $750,000 of that $2 million is an increased benefit for Oklahoma Teachers Retirement System for every employee. And I've got to say this about our faculty. It was their idea, and they knew whenever they brought the idea forth that the beneficiary was going to be the staff. Okay? Because we had, the $1,750 was tough for the staff to pay, because they're lower paid in many cases. The other point was that we had 38 employees who weren't even in the system because they chose to opt out of it. Now we're all in the system, and Southeastern is paying 100% for everyone. And we can't get our hopes up because we're in Oklahoma and the way the legislature is. But I do believe this is a conservative budget. Well, I know it's a conservative budget. Let me tell you why. If maybe you read some of my emails, maybe you didn't. That's okay. Until June 22nd, we thought there was a chance that the House Bill 1010XX, I think the number was, that did all the new revenue for common education, about $611 million. There was a group called Taxpayers Unite, or Oklahoma Taxpayers Unite, and they were trying to get an initiative petition together to then put to a vote of the people to reverse the legislature's funding of common education. So we put this budget together knowing that might happen, or that could happen. So Dennis and I were very conservative in the way we put this budget together. So that's a good thing. I'm glad to say June 22nd, your Supreme Court, the Oklahoma Supreme Court, struck down that initiative petition and said it was invalid. So that's a really good thing. We project that our reserve fund next June 30 will be about 12.98%, and that's a good number, and it could even be higher, could be a little lower, but that's a good number because, you know, when it comes to reserve funds, it's one thing to say what you think your reserve fund is going to be in the budget. It's another thing how much money you actually have June 30. And thanks to the leadership of Dennis and many others, we have actually outpaced the reserve fund for the last 2 years, puts us in a really good position. You know, kind of a little bit about where we've been. We've had some tough times. 2016, we made some radical cuts. We eliminated some programs that I believe didn't impact students, and that's how we made those decisions. And we even had, for those of you all who are new, we actually had 6 furlough days spread over 4 months in the spring of 2016. And there's no furlough days in this budget. This is the first time since 2009-2010 academic year that we're not increasing tuition and fees on our students. We're very proud of that. We are only, I think, one of 5 or 6 schools out of the 25 that aren't increasing funds, and we're the only school with Russo, which is the Regional University System of Oklahoma. There's 6 schools that in that system, and we're the only one of those schools that is not increasing tuition fees. We also held, Liz McCraw, we held room and board at the same price as last year. And I think that sends a powerful message to the students and to the parents of what we're trying to do and how we're trying to be good stewards of their money. And one last thing on the budget, this budget is based on 92,000 student credit hours, okay? And that's an increase of a couple thousand from last year. And with the enrollment numbers we're fixing to talk about, we're going to exceed that. I really believe we're going to exceed that. And Christy Luke thinks we might even hit 100,000, maybe. It's all on you, Christy. Good news in enrollment. As of today, our fall head count is 4,192 students. That's a 9.6% increase on over this same time last year on our student credit hours, which is the most important part, because the way we make money here is our professors are in the classroom teaching students that produce student credit hours, okay? And that's up 6.7%. So it's, those are good news. You know, higher ed is changing, and I think our job is to embrace the change. And some of the change we don't like. I wish every student had a full-time face-to-face experience. I think that would be great if you could. But things have changed. Technology's changed. We now are able to deliver a great quality education through an online method. So we're gonna bob and weave. We're gonna change with the times, and we're just gonna keep moving forward. A quick note, in trying to make some progress, Vice President Clark and biological science professors Dr. Therese Golden and Ning Wu and I will be in China for 2 weeks in September. I've already been in China. I'm not looking for vacation. But we're going over there to sign some agreements with 3 institutions in that country to establish an exchange program where some of our faculty members can go over there and teach, and we hope long term it'll also yield us international students on campus. It's just something, trying to do something a little bit different. Okay, the next part. Where are we going? Well, we'll have to be flexible. In 2015, we established 4 presidential advisory committees, one on academics, one on enrollment and recruitment, one on budget, and one on fundraising. And those yielded some great ideas and really helped guide us through the tough budget times in 2016. I think the next step, and if you heard me talk, I don't like the word strategic planning or vision, because every strategic planning session I've ever been in or vision statement I've ever written yielded nothing. But it is time to start strategically planning about what we're going to do next. So this summer I had my executive team, we gathered, and we started looking at things that we think are strengths and issues need to work on. Among the strengths that were submitted were, number 1, our people. Leadership, academic programs, and faculty, recent enrollment growth, financial stability despite state funding cutbacks, meeting the needs of rural student population both academically and providing financial assistance through scholarships. And a partial list of the goals or maybe things we need to work on. Our website, and there's $75,000 in the budget this year, Dennis, for a new website design. Marketing. We've had great success with our graduate online programs with marketing. We've now moved into doing some of that with our undergraduate programs as well. Technology training, professional development here on campus, developing our people. More alternative revenue sources, like maybe trying to get K-Barber more kids on campus in the summertime when we have all these empty spaces. Support of all our students on-site and online. A campus master plan, which, you know, now we have some money, a little bit at least. We have the Fine Arts building shut down because we had a failure in the piping for that brings the water in to heat and cool the building, and it wasn't a crisis. We had to evacuate the building. That wasn't fun, but we had the money in the bank to where that's going to be fixed this fall, and so we're really proud about that. Faculty staff compensation is at the top of my list. We need to start looking at that. It's been long enough, and I'll talk a little more about that in a minute. We need to review and update our academic programs, expansion of our undergraduate transfer recruiting to high population regions like North Texas, and an emphasis on recruiting minority students. So, I'm getting close to the end, promise. So our next step is that I want to take these ideas and get the ideas from the campus. I want to hear from the faculty senate. I want to hear from the AAUP. I want to hear from the staff association. And very importantly, I want to hear from student government about these ideas, to expand upon these ideas and come up with a plan to how we can get some of these things to fruition. And specifically, if our financial condition holds, I want to get input from the faculty and staff about how we adjust compensation going forward. Because I don't think we have a really nice, firm structure on how we do that. And so I think that's something that we need to do. Well, in closing, somebody clap. In closing, and this is where this means a lot to me. 4 years ago, you guys just welcomed me. I've tried to do my best. There's been a lot of trial and error. Sometimes lots of error. I've had to make some tough decisions, really tough decisions, and the tougher decisions I made, the more y'all supported me. So I appreciate that. We've made sacrifices. Now it's time to get focused on our true priorities. And I can say, as Stanford for you today, I can say that as a university, we have, I think, a renewed sense of confidence and optimism and purpose based on the success we've had the last couple years. So once again, thank you for what you do. I really believe our future is bright. And now for the most important part. The food is out the back, that door, then you go to your left, then you come back around, and then you can feed back in here. And if there's not enough seating here, there's seating in the Magnolia Room. Did I miss anything? Thank you.